Over a year ago, I reviewed this fire pit here. At the time when my review went up, I'd been testing it out for numerous months. Even when my review went up, I had questions about this product, namely in terms of durability. Specifically, how long would this wire mesh last? Well, everyone, it's been over 1 year with a ton of use with this product, and I'm here to update my review. In this episode, we will go over every single detail, all of my experiences with this product, and I can now tell you all just how durable that this wire mesh is. Originally, I stumbled upon this product while looking on Amazon for something completely unrelated, and I have to say, everyone, I've been so impressed with this fire pit. It is inexpensive. It's lightweight enough to go backpacking with, and the performance on this is unparalleled. By the way, my name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Thank you very much for tuning in. To begin, I'm going to go over all of the specs real quick, and while doing so, I will show you all some footage of me using this for the last year. When set up, it measures 22 inches leg to leg, and it stands 16.9 inches tall. The mesh panel measures 22 inches wide, and it's 22 inches long. There are 3 different versions of this. There's the 22-inch version here, there's a 16.5-inch model, and there's also a tripod version, which is pretty interesting looking. The primary material for this fire pit here is stainless steel. We also have a very cheap polyester storage bag that has a plastic zipper on it. When the fire pit is stored, it is only 13 inches long, and it's 3.6 inches wide. The weight of this fire pit with every single component is 1.8 pounds. The weight capacity is a little bit of a mystery. The company claims 2 things on their Amazon webpage, 12 pounds and also 26 pounds. Getting 12 pounds of weight on this is realistic. 26 pounds, I'm not sure how you would do it. With that being said though, this has easily supported any amount of weight that I've been able to put on top of it. When it's fully loaded, there's been no issues. This is very, very stable, and it certainly can handle quite a bit of weight. Lastly, as far as the stats go, when it comes to this fire pit, when I reviewed it a year ago, it was $27 on Amazon. At the time of filming right now, $21. For $21, even $27, this is a fantastic product. Moving over to my review, the updated review, I did not expect to like this product as much as I do. It really does have a lot going for it. The performance is off the charts. I mean, absolutely off the charts. It is the best performing fire pit I have ever tested out, ever. And it's all because of the design. Because there's no walls on this fire pit, there's nothing that's going to inhibit the burn that you have taking place on it. That means as soon as you light this up, right, your fire is going to get every bit of oxygen that it needs, and it's going to burn at its maximum performance possible. Because this fire pit is so efficient, because again there's no walls and the fire is getting all the oxygen that it needs, you are going to get less smoke when you're burning on this. Even when you're burning damp materials, everything dries out quicker and it performs better. Better than fire pits that cost $200, $300. For me, folks, that is super, super important. I live in a rainforest. Everything here is soaking wet 99% of the time. Because everything is soaking wet, oftentimes having a fire is impossible or very difficult. This fire pit certainly makes things easier. And again, it's all because of this wire mesh. This wire mesh allows for air to go through it, around it. There's nothing to hinder your fire at all. Again, everyone, that is a big deal, especially for me where I live at. Because this fire pit burns everything at a maximum rate because it's so efficient, it puts off a ton of heat and at the same time, a ton of light. There's nothing to stop that light from shining through when you have your fire going. What I'm talking about here is a radiant light that can illuminate your entire campsite. It really is impressive. The heat output is also radiant. We're talking about 360 degrees, again, because there's no walls. And that makes sitting around this or standing around this really enjoyable. And there's enough space here for a lot of people to stand around or sit around it. As long as you're close to it, you are going to feel the heat, and that's nice. Talking about the storage bag here for a second, this was a concern of mine. The quality is just so-so, but the truth is it has held up. The plastic zipper has never broken. This is beginning to wear just a little bit. I can see that the inner lining on this is wearing, but you know, it still serves its purpose. It still gets the job done. When it's time to break down this fire pit, to roll everything up and to put it inside of this bag, you will wish that it was just a little bit bigger. I've always been able to get it to fit, but it does take a little bit of work. Additionally, the storage bag does exactly what you would expect it to do. It stores the stove and also keeps everything else clean, which is important, especially with a product like this. As far as stability goes with this fire pit, it is very stable, and that's because the legs are spread so far apart. Once you lay this down on the ground, even if the ground is not level, this is going to sit well. You don't have to worry about this falling over, tipping over, or anything like that. It is well planted to the ground. Something else I like about this fire pit is the fact that you can move this around when it's burning. You let it die down just a bit so it's not too intense, and basically you can hold it out to the side and walk it this way, walk it sideways, and you can move this if you need to. Let's say that you have this set up outside, it begins to rain, you want to move it underneath the tarp. You can do so. You have to be careful, but you can do it. Talking about this fire pit being efficient, it will burn everything to ash, which makes the cleanup process very, very easy. The wire mesh is tightly woven enough that very few sparks will actually fall through the material, which means it is actually quite safe, surprisingly safe. It really is impressive how little will actually fall through that mesh. It will surprise you. Since we're speaking about this mesh, it's been 1 year since I purchased this, and this looks fantastic. Yes, it's black from being used and all that stuff, but there's no holes, there's no issues, nothing at all. 1 year worth of use, dozens and dozens of fires, most of the time with wood, but oftentimes with compressed logs that burn hotter than wood. But yet this looks fantastic and there's no reason to replace it. And that's after 1 year and dozens of fires. Yes, the fire pit has held up very well. Even the clips that hold the mesh to the frame, they've held up well, and they've also stayed into place. Originally, I was concerned about those. I was concerned about them popping off, falling off, getting lost. That has not happened. As far as durability goes with this product, it really has exceeded my expectations, especially for, at the time, $27. Now it's $21. The only issue that I've had over the course of the year is the fact that the bolts have become loose. When this was brand new, and I would say for up to maybe 7 or 8 months, every single one of these bolts were tight. But now, they are all very, very loose, almost to the point where the nuts could fall off. I have not tightened these yet because I wanted you all to see just how loose they are. Basically, what I need to do is get a screwdriver and a pair of needle nose pliers and tighten down the nuts, and that will solve the issue. So I'm about a year in, and it's certainly time to tighten everything up. That is something that you will want to do. As soon as those bolts become loose, tighten them up. You certainly do not want to lose one of the nuts because that would cause this whole thing to fall apart. In my original review, I spoke about the setup process and how finicky it was. Or I should say is. This is finicky to set up. You have to attach the legs and then the support poles and then connect this. It is not a smooth process at all. Luckily, it's not complicated, it just takes some time. Once you have it set up, it's quite secure. Breaking it down is a whole lot easier than actually setting it up, which you would expect with a design like this. And something else I want to go back to is the performance. So far with this fire pit, I've been talking about how great the performance is. It is so great, it's actually a con, or it could be. If you're considering purchasing this, you need to keep in mind that as soon as you light this up, it's on. There's no slowing it down. This burns at a maximum rate. This is very much a all or nothing product. Either you don't have a fire or it is burning at its maximum. What I'm talking about here is this. If you're going to purchase this, if you're going to use it, you need to be prepared to go through a ton of firewood. This is not like your typical fire pit. Typical fire pits have walls, windscreens, all that stuff. This does not. There's nothing to stop airflow. There's nothing to slow down the burning process. So as soon as you light this up, it's on. It is going to burn at its maximum rate until every bit of that firewood is gone. I've been using this product for over a year now, and it still surprises me at how fast it will go through the materials. If you're taking this out backpacking, and you can because it's lightweight enough, you will have to process quite a bit of wood so that you can stand around this for quite a bit of time. But if you're out overlanding, you can grab some of those compressed logs. Each one of those logs will burn for 3 hours when they're compressed. But if you start breaking them up, the amount of heat, the amount of light that they put off is unbelievable. So with 2 logs, you can have a fire all night long. A really nice warm fire. And that takes us over to the point where I should summarize my review for this fire pit. In the end, I did not expect to love this product as much as I do. It is a fantastic performer. I can easily recommend it. It has held up incredibly well, much better than what I was expecting, to be honest. I thought the storage bag would tear up at any moment. I mean, it has a freaking plastic zipper on it, right? I have numerous fire pits, some that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but yet I go to this one 99% of the time. Their performance is so good. It's lightweight enough that I can actually backpack with it. It's awesome for when I'm out car camping. It is just a fantastic product, and it's inexpensive. $21 at the time of filming. I do not regret my purchase at all. Let's say this costs 40 bucks. I would still buy it. I would still recommend it. It's that good, but yet it's only $21. In my opinion, it's a serious go. Folks, I've done enough talking. Now it's your turn. Comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this fire pit? What do you like? What do you not like? I do wish the setup process was different, but because of the design, I'm not really sure how you could do it differently. I'm sure you could though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Have you ever seen a click chair before? Basically, it's this chair system that instantly sets up. You could do something very similar here, but again, it would cost more money. Anyways, the only thing that I dislike about this fire pit is the setup process. It is finicky, it takes a little bit of time, but it's a small price to pay for such a good performing product. And folks, with that, I'm done. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If you found it helpful, hit the thumbs up. Oh yeah. Seriously, hitting the thumbs up is a great way to support this channel, a channel that's completely agenda free. I don't care if you purchase this, I bought this with my own money. I'm not here to sell products. Thank you so much for watching. Strength and honor. Bye for now.